Keep this door open or closed?
You can close it when it starts.
It is indeed a great
It's up to you, you're the chef,
to you
dude.
at this particular time, a bizarre, weird, wild, and explosive new series. I am pleased to give you Freestyle Friday.
Welcome back to a Freestyle Friday. Every single day, we're going to do it my way. Recipes are free. Let's grab pen and paper.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the show. Today we have a very, very special guest. He's a trained chef. He's done stuff for President's Choice. He actually manages a cafe restaurant in Halifax, Nova Scotia. He's also my brother. He's a twin with our other brother and a triplet with our sister, which is crazy. I know if you guys follow the vlogs, you've probably met him before. It's Fraser.
Yeah, so what we have today is pretty basic tofu scrambled. It's nice and simple for the van, and it's great because basically the only spice you really need is turmeric, and that gives it like that yellow eggy color. And then from there you can kind of add whatever you got. So it's great for van life because it's kind of like a fridge meal. As long as you have the tofu and the turmeric, pretty much set. First off, you got to get the tofu out of the package. It's going to be in a little bit of water. You just drain that out. This is a brick of extra firm tofu, and what I'm doing is I'm just pressing it with a heavy can to get rid of even more moisture and make it even more firm. So we're going to start with our vegetables and get those cooking, and then we're going to add in the tofu later. You can put whatever vegetables you have in the fridge, but in this case we're going to go with mushrooms and red pepper.
I'm recording the whole time.
So I'm going to show you guys a quick tip. You want to move this? Quick tip on how to cut a pepper. There's like many ways to skin a cat. So you're going to cut the top off, just like that. So it actually cuts the this guy off, and you just leave that like that. Then you cut the bottom off, and then you make one slit like this, like that. And then you can actually stick your knife in and cut around like this, and get the whole core out, just like that.
That's key.
It's very key. And then look how clean that is. No seeds, none of that trash. Then I'm just gonna dice her up. Yeah, I'm just slicing and dicing here. It's pretty straightforward. I'm sure most people know what's up, but if you don't, just rewind the video and you can watch me do it all over again. So now we're moving on to the zoomers. So a common misconception with mushrooms is that you have to wash them. Mushrooms are like a sponge. So if you wash them and then you cook them, all that moisture will be released and it'll just like triple the amount of time you need to cook it. So yeah, we're just going to very carefully cut off one end and then use the flat side
Oh,
to just
I like
slice it like that.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, we'll pick that one up along the road. If you don't like mushrooms, just leave them out, you know? The point is just to get as many vegetables into the tofu as possible. You could add like corn, zucchini, carrots. Like I said, like whatever you got, just toss it in. I'm cutting it pretty fast. I mean, I've worked around a knife for a couple of years, so I know what's up, but like, if you're intimidated by cutting and by chopping vegetables, just take your time. Everyone had a first day once. So these two vegetables actually cook like relatively at the same time. So we're just gonna fire them in together. Let's move on to, oh no, never mind. Cut. We just preheated the pan. Very important to preheat your pan, or else things will stick. In this case, we have a very good non-stick pan, so we don't have to worry about that. That's why I'm actually not adding any oil. But if you had like a stainless steel pan, then I would suggest adding like a splash of oil just to help it from sticking. Just gonna go with a little pinch of some sodium here. Salt will just help to draw out the moisture from the mushrooms, help it cook a little bit faster. Now I'm going in with the peppers. Like I said, they cook at relatively the same time. For our spices, I'm going with, to start, onion powder and garlic powder. You can use fresh onion and fresh garlic if you want to, but since we're in a van, I'm trying to keep it nice and simple. And then I'm also adding turmeric, like I said, off the top, and paprika. But if you don't like paprika, you can add in whatever spices you like. Paprika just adds a nice like smoky flavor. Just gonna cook that down for about 2 more minutes. So I'm headed in with the onion powder first. It's about a teaspoon onion powder per 1 brick of tofu. So if you're cooking for a big party, then I'd just do a double, whatever I'm saying. Same amount, equal parts everything. So another teaspoon of garlic powder, paprika, about a teaspoon of that, and a little bit less of turmeric because it is kind of bitter. And you really just want like the color. Mix that all up. And now we're gonna add in the tofu. we're just gonna crumble it in by hand. Like, as you can see, the paper towel is pretty wet. It's done its job. There's no real right or wrong answer for the tofu crumbling. You can make them big, you can make them small. It's really up to the chef. Tofu scrambled will quickly become a staple in your weekly breakfast routine. It's very versatile. You can add it to a wrap with some salsa and cashew cream, and it makes a great breakfast burrito. And at my last job at the restaurant, we used to top it on nachos, and it was a great like meat protein alternative. You really want to make sure that turmeric is nice and mixed in, and it'll give it that nice yellow scrambled egg color that people are so used to seeing. So I'm going to go in with a little bit more turmeric. It's just not getting the yellow color I wanted. So I'm going to go in with another maybe 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric. All right, so the last ingredient that's going to go in the pot is just a couple splashes of almond milk. I find this is the key to like really making it like that good mouthfeel, creamy mouthfeel that you want. So we're going to go in with about a 1/4 cup. Just make sure it's unsweetened. If it's sweetened, or even if it just says plain, it'll still have a lot of sugar in it, and it'll make the tofu scrambled very sweet. So I'm going to go with a 1/4 cup. Again, Freestyle Friday, we don't measure nothing. Almond milk will cook off really quick, so you have to make sure it's mixed in really well with everything else. All right, so the last thing you gotta do is you gotta try your food, because I don't want to serve it to these fine folks if it ain't taste no good. I'm just gonna hit it with a little bit more salt. Now I'm gonna go in with maybe a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. I'm also just gonna hit it with a little bit of black pepper. It's about a 1/4 teaspoon, but black pepper can get pretty spicy, so I do it to taste. So yeah, it's pretty much there. I'm just waiting until all the moisture is cooked out of the tofu. So we're gonna serve it up with some sliced vegan sausage links, avocado, and top it off with some cilantro. This part's totally optional, but at the end I'm just gonna stir in some dairy-free cheese shreds, about 1/4 cup. Basically just stir it in until it melts. It'll just add a nice creamy factor. I just wanted to show you guys how to cut an avocado properly and take the core out, because it's pretty dangerous. Avocado hand is like pretty popular injury at the hospital. So you cut it in half like that, and then most people would go like this and try and take the core out. Time. But I cut my finger like that pretty bad at work one day. Because once you cut it in half, you 1/4 it again. Same way, like that. And then you can cut it in half again, and then at that point, you can just pop her out.
I like that.
Yep, that one's free, folks. So now it's time to turn my hat backwards and plate this up. Woo! Now this recipe you can probably serve like four people for breakfast. And I'm just gonna do a fan out and just put it right there. And then to top it off, I'm gonna add some nice olive oil on top of the toast. Instead of like an earth balance, it's just less processed, more of a whole food. Just grab your thumb over the top like that.
Favorite part of the show, we gotta test Fraser's creation. I'm gonna go in with the main dish here, the tofu scramble. Guys, like look at the consistency. I think that almond milk really helps make it kind of like creamy and eggy. You got the mushroom in there, you know I love mushrooms. Let me try and get some red pepper. Amazing how much flavor you can get from what, 3 spices?
Yeah, pretty simple.
Wow. And then if you wanna dive into it, you've got your breakfast links, your avocado. I would probably like sit there and build a little sandy with a little piece of avo, tofu scramble, sausage. Bang up job. Really good. Where can they find you?
Bro. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Fraser Phrase. I started a YouTube channel from these guys constantly bugging me. It's just my name, Fraser Fitzgerald.
He does a lot of really cool cooking vibe recipe videos, so if you like what we're doing on Freestyle Fridays, you might want to check them out. Hope you enjoyed the recipe, guys. If you did, smash that thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to our videos. We post every single week. Freestyle Fridays, brought to you by Chaiwala. We forgot to talk about our main sponsor. That's okay. Until next week, be sure to tag us in your recipes. Hey, if people make this,
definitely.
At Fraser Phrase, at a.mon. You can even tag
at me,
at Rebecca Maroney. And we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for stopping in. Peace.
No, stay hungry today.
Stay hungry, friends. All right, let me.
Wait. Let's take a photo now. You freak.
All right, Freakazoid.
I see you.
All right, Freakazoid.
I'll try a bite.